Hi there Aries, welcome back to my channel The Angel Witch Tarot. So last week I couldn't do my videos because I was sick. I'm still a little bit sick, but it can be heard through my voice, but that's okay. I'm much better, so I can do the videos now. So Aries, let's start. Okay, so let's start off with the intuitive oracle cards. This reading is for the week of 6th April to 12th April 2026. Alright? So let's start with the intuitive oracle cards. Just 1 second. So let's start with the intuitive oracle cards. Let's see what the spirits want you to know regarding your intuition this week. We've got energetic sensitivity, which says that your sensitivity to energy is your intuitive gift. Embrace it. And then we've got empowered decisions, which says that intuition empowers your decisions. Trust your inner compass. So let's move on to the tarot and see how your week is going to progress. So we've got the Ace of Swords in reverse. The Ace of Swords in reverse is all about how you're confused brutally. Like there's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of chaos. You need to find that clarity within yourself. The part where you have to rethink an idea. Okay, you have to rethink an idea that you already have and make it much better. And then it also, the Ace of Swords in reverse could also mean that you might have a clouded judgment and you might have to think things through before you make a decision, or before you judge something. All right. And then we have the Magician upright. So the Magician upright is all about actions, creations, manifestations, your power, your self-confidence, your clarity, the willpower, the skill and the creativity. You need to make use of all these resources that are available to you, in front of you, right? So that you can make better actions, you can create much better ideas, inspirations, you can manifest good things. Alright, you have clarity and self-confidence along with willpower, skill and creativity. Your creativity will have a certain boost this week. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. There will be some sort of bad luck in this week. You will have no control towards certain things. You will have resistance to changes. You will be breaking certain cycles. Mostly like a negative phase. You will be breaking a negative phase of cycle. So you might want to be cautious. I don't think that's the word, but you have to be really careful in what decisions you make, how you have to control yourself. You should not resist change, because change is all over the world at all points of time. So you might want to just be careful. Do not resist change. You will have bad luck, not too much, but just a little bit, because you need to control yourself. Don't resist change, because you will be breaking the cycles of the negative phase. Okay? We've got the Emperor in reverse. So the Emperor in reverse is all about that domineering, controlling energy that's lacking discipline, being very rigid and stubborn and reckless and being like a tyrant, So that one. And the Emperor is the fourth card of the major arcana, and this card is mostly about your organizational skills, your reliability, and the ability to work hard. And then we have the Chariot in reverse. So the Chariot in reverse is all about self-discipline, opposition, lack of direction, lack of control, arrogance, aggression, and carelessness. And then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So the Queen of Swords in reverse basically says that you're overly emotional, you're easily influenced by external factors, you have to be careful of cold-hearted people, cruelty, bitterness, and people who are, how do you say this in a nicer way? I don't think there's a nicer way to say this, because the word used here is something that I don't like. But let me just say it off, because rip off the bandage. So it says bitchy. Okay, so careful of people like this, because they could end up ruining your energy and your mood. So your energy is very sensitive, you have to be really careful. All right, so your intuitive gift, your sensitivity to energy is your intuitive gift. You have to be really good, careful, and you need to embrace that gift. Okay, so let's get two overall cards for the week. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is all about your self-worth, how you're hustling and here and there, you're living beyond means, you have some sort of obsession with your work, and you have the idea of some sort of false success. All right. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles upright. So the Seven of Pentacles upright is mostly about your long-term views, your hard work, your perseverance, your diligence, the sustainable results that you have, that you find yourself having, and the investments that you make. All right. Although since you do have bad luck, you might want to stay away from making any sort of investments, because it could end up sort of going the wrong way than you imagined it to be. So be careful of that. Okay, so let's move on to the Romance and Love Oracle cards. So it says relax. It says to find joy in the simple pleasures of just being together. And then we have nurture. It says that nurture your relationship like blooming flowers. They'll flourish. So whether or not you're in a relationship, just find joy in the simple pleasures. Just nurture your relationship so that they'll bloom beautifully. Alright, because you need to relax and nurture this week. Okay, especially do not stress. Stress is very bad for your health, that I just found out, by the way. So just relax, do not stress, be careful. So for this next set, the Shadow Love Oracle cards, to just think of somebody. It could be anybody. Just think of someone. It could even be yourself. And we'll figure out what's in the shadows of this person's heart. I guess it's taking a little while. Okay, we've got Complicated, which says there's lots of twists and turns. This person is in a naughty situation. They're tied up and tangled. The situation is all tangled and precarious. Alright, so let's get the second card. Controlling. This person is very controlling and needs to be right all the time. They're very possessive and jealous type of person, right? So be careful. Alright, so let's move on to the last set, the Beast Soul Oracle cards. We have the Loyal Dog. So the Loyal Dog is all about honesty, loyalty and dependability, right? So the Loyal Dog says that someone will protect you and guide you between heaven and earth. They're in the middle ground. So they're guiding you and protecting you every day. And this week it's going to be even more stronger. You're going to feel it in your gut feeling. You're going to feel it in your intuition. Okay, just let them guide you and protect you. They're going to be telling you or giving you messages through your intuition. Just listen to them. Okay, it's nothing bad. They're just protecting you and guiding you. And we have the second card, which says Sturdy Crab, which is the Sturdy Crab, which is all about defense, sensitivity and sufficiency. So this one is a energy card, so you're going to have to recite the spell. So just let me say it out loud once. Child of the great Mother Ocean, encompass my soul with your sturdy shell. Alright, so let's move on to the Astro Dice for the overall energy of the week. Capricorn, Mercury in the second house. So Mercury is all about communication in all kind of forms, like writing, social media, calls, texts, anything. Okay, so it's communication. And Mercury is also about intelligence, language, reason, learning, your sensory information, your thought processes, your liveliness, your friends from either your childhood times or your school friends. It could be talking about the students or your youth, the duality. Okay, and then we have Capricorn. And Capricorn is all about that strategic, determined, hardworking energy that's all disciplined, responsible, persistent, patient, masters at certain skills, intelligent, ambitious, stability, security, how you're burdened, how you're pessimistic, how you're limiting yourself, you're being ruthless, you're being rigid, cynical, fearful, and authoritative. It also talks about the masculine figures in your life, the male figures, or it could also be talking about your business, your barriers, and your control. Okay, and then we have the second house, and the second house is all about the finances and income, or the finances or the income in your life. So this one is all about your business transactions, your possessions, your self-esteem, your material desires, your work ethic, your values, your daily routines, your self-care, your comfort, and your priorities. Alright, so this is the end of the reading for my dear Aries. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.